The Philadelphia Eagles were riding high. They had the best record in the NFL, and they've taken it on the chin the last 2 weeks. The latest, a drubbing at the hands of their rival Cowboys in the NFC East. But their schedule softens quite a bit coming down the stretch here. Still have a good chance to be the number one seed in the NFC. The sky is not falling, except maybe in Philadelphia, because we know what Eagles fans are like, and the expectations are high. Gino Cammilleri from Locked On Eagles, who joins me now. This was supposed to be a Super Bowl team. They were last year. And so when you look like this for a couple game stretch, it's going to lead to a lot of questions. What's the biggest one you want answers to right now?
How do you get back in the race for the number one contender bid? It felt like there were three teams that were fighting for this belt, right? And you took on two of them, and you got put on the mat a couple times. And now you're going to go back down in weight class, and you're going to figure out who you are. You have a matchup against Seattle, and then you have to hopefully decide your own fate and go and get the one seed. The good thing is it's all about how you play in the playoffs, but the way that they looked in the last two games, it really made you look at this team and say, yeah, maybe they aren't as good as they have performed, and those weaknesses that we have seen all season long finally caught up to them. The good thing about it is they have good personnel. Hopefully their coaching staff can figure it out, because if not, you're going to get the same exact result that you got against Dallas yesterday. You're going to get the same result against San Francisco. If you get out-coached, you don't play good fundamental football by taking care of the ball, and you just can't put together a game plan that is different from the week before, to where all Dallas had to do was play the exact same game San Francisco did. And it seems like they did, because the Eagles, they're just going to play into your hand when it comes to the defense. They're going to give you space. They're going to fail to tackle. Big plays are going to open up. And when it comes to their offense, nothing is coming easy for them right now. They don't even score on offense against the Dallas defense, which they've had success against earlier on, just a couple weeks ago in the season. Something is broken. Hopefully they can fix it. You have 4 weeks before it matters, but all of these games are going to matter, because if you have to go on the road and play in Jerry World once again, they could potentially drop 40 on you like they almost did yesterday. And if it wasn't for a couple lucky breaks that went your way in that second half, they almost did drop that many points on you. And being this team, having those aspirations, you have to come back to earth a little bit and say, we have to get right, or our aspirations are one and done in the playoffs.
Yeah. The defense the last couple of weeks, 34 against the Bills, 42 against the 49ers, 33 against the Cowboys, but also the offense, as you mentioned, the last 2 weeks, just 32 points combined. Which of those two units are you more concerned about right now?
It's hard to not say both. It really is hard to not say both, because I know you laugh at it, Pete, but at the same time, they've shown that if one of the four units, when it comes to run offense, run defense, pass offense, pass defense, if one of those units performs, they're not going to win a game. If three of them perform, they can win some games. But right now, none of them are performing, and they're winning no games, and they're getting blown out. So you really have to fix everything. You have to take whatever you're doing defensively when it comes to meshing your secondary with your front, throw it out the window and start from scratch. And same thing on offense. When Mike McCarthy looks like Albert Einstein compared to your offensive scheme, you might have to go and do some internal searching to figure out if this is the best way forward. Because if you look at it and you're not running motion and you're not making it easy for guys like AJ and Devontae, and Jalen Hurts isn't in the rhythm that he was in 2022, you're going to get performances like you saw yesterday, where things continue to spiral, things continue to snowball, and you hit rock bottom. I haven't seen a performance as lifeless as we have seen the last 2 weeks since maybe the 2021 season, when this team was 2-5 and they lost to the Raiders. But with Nick Sirianni, it comes down to him. You're going to learn a lot about who he is as a coach. Can he do what he did 2 years ago when he got this team righted and got them into the playoffs? Or are we going to find out that maybe Shane Steichen really was the brains behind the operation, and Jonathan Gannon, as much as we might not like him, maybe keeping him around would have been the move if he wanted to stay in Philadelphia? They have some serious problems to where your special teams unit is the only unit that's operating, and you're not going to win a playoff yet any game with just one of three units performing. They have a lot of question marks, and if they don't answer them soon, this offseason could be a real nightmare, rather.
Stay up to date all year on the Philadelphia Eagles by subscribing to Locked On Sports Today and Locked On Eagles on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube.